Good Wednesday evening, everybody. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onig. We are live on YouTube. Unfortunately, we're not able to go on Twitch tonight because our monitor system is having some issues, so I will not be able to bring you the graphic information directly behind me for tonight, so we'll have to do this the old-fashioned way. More information on our website pages over toward around the area of wdef.com/weather. Again, that's our main website that you see right there. So if you'd like to see more about what's going on, please join us. This is Weather Overtime. We are live and direct from downtown Chattanooga, Tennessee, keeping you updated as to what is going on into weather situations here in the area. Going to start a little farther down to the south. At this time, let me get the right camera in here. This is from our Weather Vision weather camera partners. This will show up here in just a little bit. We are watching very carefully what's going on down to the southwest of us. This is what it looks like in New Orleans tonight. You're looking back toward downtown. The Superdome is right off toward, again, the area back over on the horizon. And just a few minutes ago, time is just before 10 o'clock Eastern time, there was a flash flood emergency issued for New Orleans, for the city, as they are picking up some copious amounts of rainfall and going to continue to see the possibility of some windy conditions, some very heavy rainfall, severe weather potential as highest into and around this particular area. So for tonight, if you're traveling south and southwest, this is going to be a bit of a problem out there as we look for some very heavy conditions where it comes to traveling. Very heavy rainfall amounts into and around this portion of the United States, and we're not alone in that. Going to go over a little farther. Hopefully this will show up here in just a little bit. May not. Let me get this changed over here. Ignore the graphic at the top of the screen here. Let me get rid of that for right now. This coming up here in just a second. This is, there we go. Let me get rid of that real quick. This is Gulfport, Mississippi. Downtown around the area from Weather Vision. You're looking off toward the beach. Into and around the right-hand side of the screen here are some pretty good amounts of lightning. Again, some heavy rain. You can see the breezy winds down in and around that particular area. Let me see if I can get a pointer here. Maybe I can help. I'm sorry about this causing problems. We usually try to get everything loaded so you can see properly, but sometimes the monitor system has some issues here. So you're looking at the area right back down around here, showing the best potential of some scattered amounts of rain, heavy amounts of wind coming on through, and that is where we're seeing some pretty low visibility conditions. Again, this is Gulfport, Mississippi, a live camera that you are looking at for right now as this system plows on through the Gulf Coast area. Let me see what else is going on down around that direction and see if there's any other cameras we can take a look at. This again, Gulfport, Mississippi. A little farther onwards, let's go to the Golden Nugget camera. And this one, again, just east of Gulfport, right around the Biloxi area. Looking at the bridge around that area. Not quite as bad here, but still some wind you can see down to and around, and some lightning, some pretty good amounts of lightning here right along the bridge. You can see right down here we're picking up again some wind streaming under the bridge and giving us some choppy conditions on that camera. So we do see, again, not great travel conditions located here. Let me try one more view here from the Iberville Bridge. Hope I'm saying that correctly. All of this due to Hurricane Francine making its way onshore. So let's get this lined up here. So many buttons to press. Taking a look here. This again is the Iberville I-110 bridge area, going right through the center of the screen. Visibility a little better here. Not doing too bad at this location, but we do have plenty amounts of rainfall coming on through. And for right now, this is a very good indication of why traveling to the Gulf Coast is probably not the best idea at this time. Let's go to Baton Rouge here around Gordon 1 webcam. A lot of heavy rainfall, some wet roadways, but not seeing any major problems with slowdowns at this point. So it looks like New Orleans is catching the worst of it at this time as Francine moves its way onshore, and going to continue to see that heavy amounts of rainfall coming through into the course of the rest of the evening. So this is what it looks like going back to downtown New Orleans. I hope here in a second. It's taking a little bit. I guess we got a lot of cameras lined up here, so kind of hard to see at this point. So for right now, this is the best that we can show you. Looks like we may have lost the camera here. This storm is causing some pretty good amounts of havoc. Francine has made landfall, so it is on shore. The eye wall has made its way across the surface of the ocean to the land surface, and this is where we are seeing the potential for a lot of this moving on through. Now, we are not getting much of anything here. We do not have anything really happening in the way of major amounts of problems from this system. Let's go to our graphics and give you an idea as to what's going on here. Francine is now down to a minimal Category 1 hurricane, so we do have less in the way of anything involving problems here. Once these systems move onshore, once they hit that land surface like this one has just done, that is where we see the storm lose a lot of its power. So winds at this time, about 75 miles per hour. That is some very good news in that the land surface is starting to sap this thing's strength a little bit, so we do not pick up too much in the way of more potential heavy amounts of wind out there. Now, it is possible we'll be seeing more of this throughout the rest of the evening, especially as this system gets a little bit closer to us. This is going to continue to make its way from where it is now, going all the way up, it looks like the Mississippi River, right around the area of the Mid-South. So that is where we start to see the potential problems with this system setting here and giving us a lot more wind and a lot more rainfall coming on through. So that is the bulk of the problems for tonight. There are some potential of some severe weather out there for the next several days. We'll talk more about that in just a little bit. Now, into the rest of the forecast for tonight, Francine will be making its way to the north. It's still a pretty intense storm system. I keep gesturing to the monitor back here. I'm so used to having this working over here, but unfortunately it's not working for tonight. So this, again, our system, as it goes to the north and to the east, is expected to roll up the Mississippi Valley, and that, again, will give us the potential for some more rain. The rain is pretty well limited into and around the area of the Gulf Coast. We're starting to see some scattered showers into and around just, let me go back in here a little bit, south of Atlanta. That is where we're picking up the closest showers to us. So Birmingham, Atlanta, back over toward Columbus, Mississippi State College, down toward Jackson. That's the heaviest amount of rainfall that we're picking up for the immediate future. Now, we'll be seeing more chances of rain into the course of the next several days, and some of that might be on the heavier side depending on what goes on. Here's what we're looking for into the course of the next couple of days as this system moves a little farther to the north. Let me get the time frame on here and show you more about this. The storm devolves into a tropical storm probably by this time tomorrow morning, by about 6 to 10 a.m. tomorrow. This storm should be a tropical storm, even if it gets up to around Jackson, Tennessee. That's where we could see those winds and that rainfall. Then tomorrow afternoon is expected to devolve further into a tropical depression, an area of low pressure. No longer, again, a major threat, but with wind, rain, and the possibility of severe weather sticking around. And some of that could be a bit of a problem for us into the near future. So we could see a lot of this rain swoop around this area of low pressure and then move up our direction into and around the Tennessee River Valley. So that is where we may see the potential problems going on through. Then, as we go into around Friday morning, the kids may need some rain protection at the bus stop and as going to, and I should add, coming home from school on Friday. That could include rainfall and possible thunderstorms. So that is something that we're really going to have to pay attention to for the kids. Now, this is for Friday afternoon and evening, pregame and Friday night football. It looks like there is, unfortunately, going to be a pretty decent possibility of getting some showers and thunderstorms around this area. Some football games for Friday are being moved to Thursday, to tomorrow night. Definitely want to check with your school's websites, social media, and any announcements being made. Pay attention to those at school for the students, because Friday night football might be Thursday night football this time around. It's not good news at this time. You would think, okay, well, let's postpone the football games to the weekend. Well, for Saturday, there's going to continue to be more chances of showers and thunderstorms around, and that includes right on into Saturday afternoon. It's going to be pleasant on the temperatures, but we're also going to see, again, the possibility of this rain sticking around and continuing to cause problems right on into Saturday afternoon. So that is where we might see again, indoor activities for the weekend. It's going to be breezy, it's going to be wet, some thunderstorms possible. Now we're going to go forward in time, watch the area here of what's left of Francine, that area of low pressure. That is going to be, again, making its way slowly down to the south and to the east. But as we roll this forward, we see again the area of low pressure kind of just wither and fade. So by the time we hit early Sunday morning, there's probably not going to be a lot left of this system, but there will be enough to give us the potential of more areas of showers and thunderstorms through Sunday morning and right on into about Sunday afternoon. So I would say at this point in time, I don't see the weekend being a complete and total washout, but what I do see is the potential of, again, a lot of rain for this upcoming couple of days and into the weekend, maybe scattered out over the next several days. But more importantly, outdoor activities for the rest of the week and into the weekend, that is where we could be looking at the potential problems out there into the rest of the forecast. And that could continue into next week. We'll show you the 7-day forecast coming up here in just a little bit. So that's what we're looking at for right now. There is a potential of severe weather, not for tonight, but as we go into Thursday. Notice again down to our south. Again, Chattanooga located the News 12 viewing area right through here. And then down to our south, we've got that area of a slight risk of severe weather in the dark green category, which is the lowest marginal threat possible of severe weather. Some of that impacts northwest Georgia and northeastern portions of Alabama. The main threat at this time, from what it looks like, is going to be the possibility of maybe some gusty winds. There is going to be a slight tornado threat with this in this area. The worst of it is going to be down to the south, around, again, Birmingham, down to the south. This particular forecast that we're looking at here is coming close to 12 hours old. So this forecast for tomorrow will be updated later on tonight. And that is where we see, again, that potential could increase, decrease, or stay the same. We'll see what the National Storm Prediction Center has to say about that. Now, that's Thursday. Here's Friday. And again, this is a very old forecast, nearing 12 to 18 hours old. We see that potential of, again, a marginal threat of severe weather for northeast Alabama and northwest parts of Georgia. The main threat, again, also heavy rainfall, damaging winds, and maybe the isolated possibility of a tornado. The farther you go into the future, the worse the possibilities can get, but for right now, total severe possibility will be worst in northeast Alabama and a small sliver of counties in the News 12 viewing area into and around northwestern Georgia, well to the northwest of Atlanta. So again, we're not looking at a huge severe weather outbreak. We can get those at this time of the year if the conditions are right, but we're not seeing that for right now. We're getting a marginal threat, and so far that is it for that particular area. And again, hopefully it stays that way, but these forecasts will change in the next 24, 48, 72 hours, so definitely time to be weather aware as we pay attention to what's going on here. Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast and give you an idea as to what's happening. Lee Point, a little bit less hazy, but a little bit less on traffic at this time. Not too many cars out and about on the EPB Fiber Optics WeatherCam network. From downtown Chattanooga, looking off to where sunset should have been for tonight on the Bailey's Heating and Air camera. Sylvester the Spider making a cameo appearance there. News 12 Studios looking back toward the area of Signal Mountain off in the distance. You can just barely see some of the lights on Signal Mountain all the way off here into and around the area well back to the north of the News 12 studios on the Patriot Concrete camera. And last but not least, let's take a look at Chattanooga Red Wolf Stadium camera from Tomahawk Crane and Rigging camera. Again, quiet and dry, very nice on the temperatures here. And finally, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast through the eyes of the Island Cove Marina and Resort camera for tonight. Okay, so a lot to unpack here, a lot going on. So we've got the potential. Let's get our pointer back up here so I can show you. Again, if you're joining us tonight, we are not on Twitch because the monitor system behind me is kind of frozen, so we can't do anything about that. So we had to resort to using this particular system where you see the weather graphics well full across the screen so you can see a little bit better as to what's going on. So for Thursday and Friday, we've got a marginal threat of severe weather. That, again, is for Thursday and Friday. We also have, I'll get to the graphic in a minute, a wind advisory for Thursday and Friday. Winds could be kind of gusty. More on that in just a little bit. Temperatures in the high 70s into the weekend, warming up toward about Sunday, and then going just below normal for high temperatures next week as the rainfall finally begins to dwindle and make its way out of the picture. I think by Wednesday of next week, we'll be back to sunshine with a few clouds and a little bit on the warmer side, but again, not doing too bad. Temperatures for lows actually pretty comfortable, so looking good there as well. Now, for the rest of the next few days, increasing chances of showers and thunderstorms. That is going to be a bit of a problem out there, both for Friday night football, if you've got stuff like that still going on. And into the next couple of days, we're more than likely going to be seeing, again, not great news for what's going on with the conditions. Minimal chances of rainfall around first bell Thursday. Increasing chances of showers and thunderstorms, so we go from roughly a 30 to 40% chance on Thursday morning to about a 70% chance of precipitation on Thursday afternoon. That is where the kids are going to need rain protection, possibly going to school on Thursday. And then as we get into around Thursday dismissal time, the winds pick up, the clouds are pretty thick, the rain is coming down, and there is going to be the possibility of maybe some thunderstorms involved there. We'll get the lightning display marker on there for you. So I would think that by the time we hit around the area of dismissal time on Thursday, and again for Thursday and Friday, we may see the potential of a couple of mad dashes from the school building to the waiting buses or car rider line. So an extra bit of rain protection into tomorrow would be, I think, a phenomenal idea. Repeat that for Friday, and you got a pretty good idea of what's going to be happening for the course of the next several days, especially where the kids are concerned on this for now. All right, let's get back into the tropics and show you more about what's happening. We have tropical storm warnings up around Jackson, Mississippi, tropical storm watches as well, tropical storm warnings on the Gulf Coast, and hurricane warnings for areas around the Gulf Coast of Louisiana, south and west of New Orleans. The storm itself is continuing. Well, if I had it, I could show you. Excuse me one second. There we go. No, that's not it either. Okay, hang on a second. Okay, here we go. That's the graphic I was looking for. Should have been in the tropical section. The storm, again, winds of 75 miles per hour just past 10 o'clock on Wednesday evening. That drops it down to a minimal Category 1 storm, which is good news in the sense that we are losing power with this system, but it still has the energy of the Gulf of Mexico to draw on, and that means we're looking at several more hours of severe weather, heavy rain, flash flooding, maybe again some severe weather effects out of this, but most of this is going to be taken care of in the next few days. So this is not looking like an Andrew or a Rita or a Wilma or a Camille or a 1900 storm. We just passed the anniversary of that from Galveston, Texas, about a century and a quarter ago. Now, this is important, yes, but what else is happening out there? Well, taking a look back over to, again, we've got Francine sitting toward the Gulf Coast, and this drawing in that moisture from the Gulf. But back to the east of the United States in the Atlantic, we have a new system which is marked by the National Hurricane Center as possibly being about a 30% chance of development here into the next about 2 to 7 days. Now, let's go out even farther into the Atlantic, especially out into the mid-Atlantic. We've got a couple of things going on here that you need to be aware of. Number one, and number two for that matter, sitting in mid-ocean. We've got a system here in the western portion of these two systems, about a 10% chance development here. Back to the east of that system, we have another system. That one could be looking at a 30% chance of development. And then back to the area around just off of West Africa. This is going to be interesting in the course of the next several days because we have now an organized tropical depression into the next several days. This is tropical depression number 7. So this one that you're looking at here, a lot more moisture, a lot more organized, and just off of the west coast of Africa, off of the area called the Sahel. And this over here, I think, bears watching. Particularly strong wave coming in from right around Sierra Leone. So if this launches itself into the Atlantic and becomes more organized, we could have another system after that. But for right now, we're concentrating on tropical depression number 7. If that holds together and if it strengthens and expands, that could be Tropical Storm Gordon by tomorrow. That's the G name storm on there. So we'll be looking for the potential of that becoming the G name storm, and that means we have got rather a lot going on at this point in time. We've got one named hurricane, which is now dwindling. We've got 3 potential possible areas into the Atlantic, right off the coast, and into the mid-ocean, right to the east of the Leeward Islands, and then we've got 7, and then we've got that system well farther over again that we're going to be watching here that we all need to pay attention to. Remember that we just got through the over the hump. We are now on the latter half of hurricane season, but also remember we've got about 2.5 months to go, about 80 days worth of tropical season left. So this is going to matter greatly on here as these systems develop and move our direction. Not all of them are going to be a threat. Not all of them are going to be hurricanes, but we are still expecting an above normal season. So that's why we need to be laser focused on what's going on, especially if you are going to be doing anything in the way of traveling Bermuda, the East Coast, Florida, the Keys, Jamaica, down toward Puerto Rico, the Central American coast, the Gulf Coast, the Mississippi Delta. Anywhere in those areas, that is where and why you need to pay attention, because if any of these systems start moving your way, you may need to do a U-turn and get out of there very, very quickly. So we'll keep our eyes on this. Keep it tuned to News 12 for more information about what is going on into and across the area there. Let's take a look. Our almanac page for the day, we managed to make 88 for the high, just above normal for this time of the year. 62 the low. Was a beautiful morning out there, not quite as chilly as it has been. We are now nearing about 1.5 inches behind on rain for the month, and we are closing in on 9 3/4 inches for the year. That is some desperately dry weather. We have not had hardly anything in the rain gauge. 200s for basically the first third of the month. Nothing going on there, and we should be nearly at 37, 38 inches of rainfall by now. this is really just not any good news at this point. We could use a lot of help where the rainfall is concerned, and we are just not getting that at this point. So wish we could say that we're going to be getting more expressly, but that's not going to be happening anytime soon. All right, thanking News 12 viewer Tracy Kilgore from Dalton, Tennessee, for a beautiful view of some steam towers going on around Watts Bar Lake a couple of Wednesday mornings ago. That is our Langley Roofing weather window picture of the day. And if you've got weather pictures, all you have to do is just let us know more at pictures@wdef.com. That's our email address. You can also drop into our website. Please go there to drop yours off and see what everybody else has been submitting for the Langley Roofing weather window picture of the day. You can also drop into our social media pages, Facebook, X, and Instagram, listed here on screen. Please give us a description or a location. If you want to be anonymous, hey, cool, no problem at all. That's fine. But if you don't give us an idea as to where you were and what you were doing, we might be able to tell, but a good possibility. I'm brand new here technically, so I am still learning places and locations. So if you give us a little help on that, that would be really nice to have that on there. So please give us an idea as to what you were looking at and where. That would really help us out by quite a lot. All right, for our friendinroofing.com weather poll of the day. No wrong answers for today. And I guess we're not going to have that for some reason. Let me see, just 2 seconds here. See if I can, okay, that might make it. There we go. Okay, this is, it's our website view of everything. Have to cover a couple things up, but as long as we get them on camera here for right now. Friendinroofing.com, our weather sponsor. And we have these polls every single weekday and through the weekend if you'd like to vote on this. Now, having the name Austin with an E in there, thank you very much, parental units, for that. I was not a typical person to find my name on stuff at Stuckey's on the interstate. Finding your name on those turntables that you had up there, everything from Aaron to Zach. Austin was not an official choice on there. So has your name ever been, or first or middle, either way, last names, difficult to say on that. So first or middle names, have you ever been the name of a tropical storm or hurricane? Andrew Harrison, yes, a very famous one on that one. If I'm not mistaken, Kay Blevins, she was also, she had a Hurricane K right there. Not too sure there's ever been a Hurricane Austin with an E in there, but it is possible. So 61% of you said that you have had your name as a name of a tropical storm or a hurricane. So nice to be able to see that. More polls going up at midnight. Go to wdef.com/vote now to find out more about what's going on and to vote in our polls. We always love it when you vote in our polls. Thank you very much for stopping by and taking advantage of that to see what's going on. And of course, we'll have more polls coming up in the semi-near future. So thank you very much, Friend in Roofing, for being a sponsor on that. If you're a sponsor of a business and would like to sponsor a weather graphic on here, contact our sales department at wdef.com and you find out more through there. Now, this I want to mention because it's looking a little iffy at this point, from the Barnard Astronomical Society of Chattanooga. It is a weather-dependent event. This Saturday is International Observe the Moon Night. Big deal, you say. I can observe the moon any night I want to. Well, this is designed to encourage science and young astronomers to go out and look at the moon, send it away on social media, say, yes, I observed the moon, yes, I participated in astronomy. It's a cool science if you'd like to know more about this and to keep up with the updates, because unfortunately it looks like this weekend there are going to be the possibilities of a lot more in the way of rain and thunderstorms from the remnants of Francine. So for right now, it is possible that this may not happen at Greenway Farm on Ganstore Road in Hickson. The Barnard Astronomical Society will post on their website, which you can see here, and then also again on their social media pages. It's supposed to be, again, 7 to 11 p.m. if the conditions are right. If they are not, you'll find out again on their website or social media pages. But thank you very much to Barnard Astronomical Society for putting this event on and promoting astronomy. Glad to be able to see a local group doing that. Want to let you know here too more about what NOAA does, and if you would like to participate in this, this is a rare open house event. This will be coming up in Morristown. Morristown is one of the 4 National Weather Service offices that cover this area of the country in the News 12 viewing area. We're covered by Morristown, we're covered by Peachtree City in Atlanta, we're covered by Huntsville and by Nashville. So if you'd like to see what the National Weather Service is all about, here's your opportunity to do so. Again, go to their website at weather.gov/MRX or go to our website, wdef.com/weather. Scroll down the page beneath the forecast and you'll see the details on this. There are some rules. Again, only service animals allowed, no other animals on this. No alcohol, no food is allowed, if I'm not mistaken. There's a lot of rules, but there is so much in the way of very cool things going on, and this is just a partial list, which again you can find at their website to find out again more about what's going on. They're going to be at 5974 Commerce Boulevard in Morristown, September 28th. That's a Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So if you've never been to a National Weather Service office, these things, Skywarn meetings are more common. This for an open house to say, welcome to the public, come on in and take a look around and ask questions. This does not happen that often. So if you'd like to see this, like to get your kids, your grandkids up to date with what's going on, please take advantage of this. And again, find out more. There's no reservations. You can show up whenever you want to. But again, please watch for more details on this. And again, we'll give you more details if there's any changes from the National Weather Service in Morristown. And again, thank you to the National Weather Service in Morristown for putting this open house on. It's a great opportunity really to see a lot more about what is going on. Add to that, if you'd like to become a Skywarn spotter, the same group, National Weather Service in Morristown, has a virtual online spotter, Skywarn spotter training course to take. It's a virtual class. It's a good opportunity to learn more. Looks like my graphics have gone away here, unfortunately. So welcome to the big black screen behind me. We do see, again, the potential for severe weather coming up toward the end of the year. That's typical. So now would be the time to get ready for that. And if you can't get to the meetings because of schedules or because of COVID issues or anything like that, great opportunity to learn about Skywarn online. Go to their website at weather.gov/MRX or go to wdef.com/weather. Again, scroll down beneath the forecast and you can get more information as to what is going on there. So great opportunity to learn more whenever, wherever you have access to a computer system. So that'll work very nicely if you are able to do so there. All right, I think that covers everything. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up for tonight. Again, you can find out this replay and all of our weather information at wdef.com/weather if you'd like to pick up some more details on that. And also, again, on my social media pages, I am on, the station is on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I am on all of these social media pages here, so if you'd like to find me out there on Counter Social, Tumblr, Mastodon, Twitter, Instagram. I'm also on chess.com and lichess.org. I'm also on Discord, YouTube, and Twitch. Not tonight, unfortunately, because of monitor issues there. But if you'd like to find out more, follow me on these social media pages, and we'll be glad to see more about what's going on. Reach out, connect. If there's something you like on our weather blog, please let us know. If there's something you want to see change or you want to see more of while we're talking about all this, again, please let us know about that. We'd be glad to alter stuff as per necessary if our viewers would like to see more about that at some point in time. Thanks to everybody on YouTube and Twitch for signing up to follow along. Very nice to have you along for the ride on here. Always nice to have the new viewers keeping eye on what is happening out there. Again, more information, email address right there at the bottom of the screen, aonic@wdef.com. Please email me if there's something you want to say, if there's anything you'd like to suggest. We can't do this business without our viewers and the people who surf by and watch this online, so please give us a shout. We'll have another forecast for you coming up tonight on News 12 at 11. We'll also, what you're watching here is the production crew cycling through graphics and getting things ready to go in the background. It is 10:30, so we are coming up on News 12 at 11, so we need to get some graphics ready to go. So I got to go ahead and put a kibosh on this for tonight, and we'll be talking more about weather on News 12 at 11. Chip Chapin has your forecast bright and early in the morning, and with the rain moving in, you want to tune in for him with time saver traffic to see what's going on and details on if we have any more severe weather potential into tomorrow morning. So that should do it again for tonight. Tune in tomorrow morning. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onick, live and direct from downtown Chattanooga, Tennessee, with your exclusive video weather blog, Weather Overtime, on News 12 from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Thanks for joining us for Wednesday night. Stay safe out there with the approaching storms in the next few days, and we'll have more for you coming up tomorrow evening on a brand new Weather Overtime for Thursday night. Thanks for joining us, and stay tuned for more with News 12 on air and online.